I'm here to show you what the best practices are to change your life and to become more successful in everything you do.
Episode 31, What You Think. Take Dominion.
Hi, Brett here. How you doing? Okay, so this is number 3 of the series of Take Dominion. So this one is about taking dominion over your thoughts. It's really, when I started doing this, it was a little overwhelming at the beginning. One of the things you need to realize, and this is a critical thing to realize about thoughts, is that they're not all yours. They're just random thoughts that come through, right? They're just thoughts that pop in and thoughts that pop out. Some people say it's the enemy speaking to you, trying to get you upset and to walk into something you shouldn't be walking into and doing something you shouldn't be doing and seeing things you shouldn't be seeing. And, that might be the case. But it might be just a past memory popping up that pops in your head. And or a thought you have to engage in something or to look at something like pornography or to drink or do drugs, or it just pops in your head. The reality is those things, when you do those things, it doesn't start with that one thought and then you just do it. It starts with these little thoughts. And so one of the things that I realized through my process of what I'm going through is sometimes those thoughts don't even seem relative to what you end up doing. You might come and get a thought about, oh, wow, I'm stuck in this job. I hate my job. I don't like it, and blah, blah, blah. And the only reason you're having those thoughts is because this sometimes rebels against you taking control. And so let's say, for example, you're controlling what goes in your mouth as well as what comes out of your mouth. Okay, you're doing that because this was the last 2 messages that I did. And so you're controlling those things. But your body does not want to change. It likes the way it is. It likes the way they continue to be, and it wants to be in control. It's the flesh. That's what it wants. So it has known in the past when you get sad or you get depressed, you dive into food to fix yourself feel better. It wants you to dive into food. So it'll bring those depressed thoughts into your mind. So then you would hear it, see it, feel it, and then walk towards it. And next thing you know, you're sitting in front of a whole cake and you're eating that. And your body's like, cake. And the reality is also there is a gut biome that we have. And that gut biome has its own requirements and wants and needs. And it has the ability to send neurons through the process and tell you it wants sugar. It's craving sugar. It's looking for sugar. And it's not even your body. It's just a gut biome that's part of your body that, we travel together. It's like a collaboration. They do a lot of great things, but there's some that are, when they get overflown and they go become multiplied way too much, they require more sugar because the amount of sugar you normally give your body should maintain your gut biome at the level it should. But the ones that crave sugar, because that's what they do, they break down sugar. If they get out of control because you're having a lot of sugar, well, then they're going to crave more sugar so you can feed them. And so it'll send a signal to your body saying, we need more sugar. And your body's like, okay, I know in the past, them feeling depressed caused them to eat, and then we can get more sugar. So let's make them feel depressed. Let's make them think depressed thoughts. And then boom, it's coming in and your feelings are there. You're like, oh my God, I feel so depressed. And and you don't even know why you feel depressed. You don't even have a clue why. You just feel depressed. So then all of a sudden you're diving into the things that you shouldn't be diving into because you're trying to control that thing. It's just your body trying to rebel against your control. And so it's just something you have to be persistent at. You have to be persistent at. You have to continue in that, saying, no, I'm in control. We're not having that. That's it. and you gut by them. If you don't like it, the ones that are too much, you have to die. You have to go, and we're going to have an equilibrium in here. The sugar that you need, that I can provide for you, but you're going to get from fruit only, and that fruit is going to be enough to sustain a normal level in my gut. The rest of you have to go. So you get out of there, you're set free, you go away. And so that's how you control this thing. You got to tell it that, this is what you're getting. If you get a thought that's negative, you have feelings that are negative, you got to just think, you got to catch it, because there's a process, right? It's not a one-step thing. It's like you just one thought and then boom, you're off doing something. It's like a little thought and a little thought and a little thought. And next thing you know, you're a little thought and little thought and little thought. Now you're over here in this direction instead of where you're supposed to be. So you got to learn to see, say for example, just your emotions alone. All of a sudden you're upset or depressed or anxious or whatever you are. Now you could be in your environment going, okay, this is why I feel this way, because I'm about to write a test and I don't do tests well and all this kind of stuff. Well, those are things coming out of your mouth that you got to stop first. So don't say you don't do tests well. You say, I'm really good at tests. I'm really good at tests. Brain, be ready for this test because we're going to do it and we're going to ace it. Some people say that that's a false confession. It's not a false confession. You're giving commands to your body, to your mind. You're giving them command. They need to know what to do. They need to know what's expected of them. So give them the commands. Tell them what to do. And when you tell them what to do, they'll do it. But you have to tell them what to do. So you got to give them the orders that you have requested for them. This is what I want you to do. Do this. And they do it. Right? So it's very, very critical to always be aware of why you're reacting to whatever you're reacting. Now, you may want to get into a situation where you had some abuse in the past or you had some situation in the past that you need to look at as far as maybe counseling or, seeing a therapist and walking through that process and stuff. But know that you can get past those things without having to dig those feelings back up again if you don't want to. You can just make a decision. You can just decide, I'm not depressed anymore. That's not me. I'm not depressed. And then when you feel a depressed thought come in, you replace it with a happy thought. Now, this is a technique that you can do. I'm going to have to go through real quickly because these are short videos. So you can close your eyes and you can imagine yourself in a situation where you're in a happy place where you've been before, you enjoy yourself, feel that emotion of being happy, full of joy, full of peace, confident, feel those things, and if you practice that on a regular basis, and then when you're coming out of that kind of thing, you kind of think, okay, 3, 2, 1. When you come out, you go 3, 2, 1 every single time. So then when it comes down to the situation where you feel anxiety coming up, all you have to do is go 3, 2, 1, and then bring up those feelings, bring up that image, bring up those emotions. And then all of a sudden it'll overpower the ones that are trying to come in by giving them, you can now pull up that peace, that joy, that confidence, all those things. It's just a technique. You just got to practice it. Once you practice, you get good at it. Once your body sees what you're asking for it will then say, okay, this is our new normal. We just got to do this now. We're no longer this way. We're no longer going to get all the sugar we want. We're no longer going to be saying negative things about ourselves. We're only going to be seeing this positive stuff. And when you start seeing yourself positive and strong and happy and confident and writing an exam and acing it and all those kind of things, you see those on a regular basis, your body says, okay, he's serious. This is our new order. This is our new pattern. This is who we are now. And so it will start to manifest that belief, that process. It'll start becoming that. It has no choice. It only does what it does because you allow it to do it. And if you sit passively by and you're asleep and you're walking like a zombie through life and it just reacts and it's doing whatever it wants and craves whatever it wants, it fulfills any will that it wants, then that's how you live your life, out of control. But taking dominion over this brings control back in your hands. It's also responsibility. You can't say that this person did something that causes you to react to something and that's why, so it's their fault you're upset. No, they can't make you upset. They can do things that tries to make you upset, but they're not making you upset. You are making yourself upset because you're reacting to that situation thinking, they're disrespecting me or whatever. It doesn't matter. They have wounds. They're trying to react to their wounds. They don't understand. You understand. You have control. You can control the situation by calming yourself down, not letting that affect you, and looking at them and going, wow, I'm sorry you feel that way. And that wasn't my intention. You're not taking responsibility. You're just telling them it wasn't my intention to make you feel that way. And really, what you need to know is that nobody should make you feel that way. You should be in control of your own feelings. You should be able to control how you feel about something. Nobody else should ever be able to control you as your feelings. You should be in a place where you can just maintain control and not allow that to happen. And now all of a sudden, you're not just the person that was just attacking them, which they perceived it, but now you're the person who's helping them. Changes the whole, what comes out of your mouth is very important. What goes in your mouth is very important. What you think, critical. It is the path to what you eat. It is the path to what you say. It is the path to how you help people, how you interact with people, your thought processes, your thought life. You have to be awake. You have to recognize your thoughts. You have to recognize your patterns in that way. And then interrupt those patterns by bringing in different positive feelings and emotion. Okay, this one was probably a little longer than the other ones, but praise God. I love you anyways. I love you. Okay, bye-bye. See you on the next one. Yay.